when you don't feel deep enough, should you work with people? No, you shouldn't. Like when you feel solid, offer solidness. When you feel shallow, go and work on yourself. Don't work on others because it's bullshit. But actually, it's just real, solid, loving, grounded, and penetrating, because that has an immediate effect of heart-to-heart connection. My invitation to you is to really, first of all, to see Dearmouring as it's not a technique, it's a way of life. This really, I think, is the most fair thing to say, because technique almost like requires A, B, C, D, and then you're Dearmoured, but that's not how it works, as you know. So it's a lifestyle, it's a way of looking at life, it's a way of dealing with life. And so what I would invite you to start doing is to, every time you talk to people about it, you approach it from a perspective, what can I do for you? This is what I do, or this is what I'm training in doing. But what can I really do for you? Like, why are we having this conversation? Why are you asking me these questions? What can I actually offer you? And am I able to offer you what you need? So applying what Matt said through the question and answer type scenario to actually get closer to, but coming from perspective of what can I actually do for you? Because if that's your driver, if that's your kind of main frame of reference, then through the conversation, very soon you're gonna get to very, very intimate details of their life. And they will tell you, because you will require it. So you will say, okay, so what is going on? And they will say, well, I don't know, I have a pain there, so what does it feel like? And start drilling, but really coming from perspective, like we did in training. Like, put yourself, imagine that there are one of us in the training, your potential client or your friend, and apply the same level of raw intimacy that you have with yourself and that you had with us in the training to them. Include them into, almost like create a clearing, create a space that they step into, which demands intimacy. It demands reality. It demands, we don't have to have this conversation, but if we are, then it's gonna be, if you like, on my terms, but actually it's just real, solid, loving, grounded, and penetrating, because that has an immediate effect of heart-to-heart connection and creates trust. It creates depth. It creates value. It creates, not value, it creates, it's a conversation worth having, rather than just talking about the weather and blah, 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 which is boring. So if you can approach it from that perspective, what I find is within minutes, they really soften, open, and start trusting me, because they can feel that I'm genuinely interested in what can I do for you, and is what I'm offering, or the level of experience that I have, is this something that it can be useful to you? And then through using the somatic consent techniques and everything that we did in the training, you get to a point of saying, well, let's try a session. I can do this and this. I can't do that, but I can do this. Are you interested, or how does that feel? You see what I mean? To approach it from, it's a way of lifestyle. It's a way of life. It is a lifestyle, the Dearmouring approach to life, because it creates friends, it creates intimacy, it creates love, it creates trust, it breeds that kind of, so we spread this vibe and include more and more people into this kind of vibe that we created in a training. At least that's what I do in my life. So I invite you to try it, at least try it for a while in your life, and see what kind of, so what is to expect is you're going to first feel the resistance, because you're out there in the world, and especially in those Western Europe countries, people are not used to being super open and intimate with each other. So you're kind of risking rejection, you're risking looking stupid, you're risking all of those things. But I invite you to really open up first and be raw and share something of your shit, of your depth with them, which then is a bridge for them to come up with their depth. And then keep doing that, because that really will just warm your heart. It will just be a conversation worth having, and that friendship will go deeper and deeper. So this is my invitation, to look at it first of all as a way of life, and that means that I have to walk that path. So I have to be intimate, I have to be raw, I have to be honest, I have to be open, I have to be intimate. Otherwise, how can I expect life to do that to me if I cannot do that to them, if you see what I mean?
Yeah.
Does it make any sense?
It all starts with vulnerability.
Yes, it
That's
does.
it. That's it. And
Yes,
you can only go as deep as what you've been. So the deeper we go as individuals is the deeper we go in our practice.
Absolutely, absolutely. And then people can really either trust you or don't trust you. So then it's, if you approach it from that direction, you wouldn't even have to have the conversation that we just had half an hour ago, because you would know exactly what you can and can't do, because they will tell you openly what they need and what they want, because you're talking like friends, like heart to heart.
That's it.
Sounds like it's also a way of like not only like an approach to life, like it's like connecting with others. That's how I received it. That's what you mean?
Yes, I do.
Mm.
And I do this actually with everybody, like with my shopkeepers next door, with my daughter, with my everybody who I talk to, I'm exactly the same. It's always like super intimate. How can I get to know you better, and how can I show myself more to you? And so that creates amazing life. And I do have an amazing life. I'm rich just because of that. You know,
Yeah.
This is really like, when you talk about richness in life, for me, richness is really having so many people around me that I touch with love and they touch me with love. That's really richness. That feels rich, and I'm rich.
True well.
What I'm actually, the point of all this is I'm creating it. It's my job. I'm responsible for that. It's not them. And so you are responsible to create that in your life, not them.
And
So
then they'll open up, kind of thing. Like if there's friends that I have that might not want to go into like so intimate, by allowing myself to be intimate with them first, showing that gives them the space, the
yes,
safety.
yes.
Thank
And
you.
if it doesn't, then what I do, then with love and respect, I leave you and I go and make friends with someone else, because I'm not interested in talking about weather, because my life is too short. I don't say it in that way. Sometimes I do, but mostly I don't. But basically, I don't pursue friendships with people, or connections even, with people that don't wish to go deep, because I can't be bothered. Why should I waste my life force on that? I'd rather go and kite or do something, you know.
Thank you.
Yeah. When you don't feel deep enough, should you work with people? No, you shouldn't. Like for Dearmouring, you really need to be solid. It's not a game. It's not a massage. So like I would never do it if I don't feel. First of all, you can collect shit from people. So that's like one reason why you shouldn't do it, when you're not really able to just let go of yourself and surrender in like service. And the other one is, how can you hold space for someone if you're a mess? Like, just don't go there. It's pretending. That's shallow. That's you projecting your shallowness into the world. Just don't do it, girl. Just stay with yourself, and like when you feel solid, offer solidness. When you feel shallow, go and work on yourself. Don't work on others, because it's bullshit.